Hey Team Victory, as we set sail together into 3 services, I have a few things I want to share with you just to make sure we're on the same page. I'm really excited about this adventure that we're heading on together. Of course, it's got challenges with it, and we really need to team up together to make sure we face these challenges well. So I'm going to give you 5 quick instructions, and here they are. The first one is this: can you serve in one and sit in one? And the idea there is just when you're serving in a ministry where you're not able to really participate in the service, it helps if you can still, in one of the other services that Sunday, just fully participate, worship, connect with the sermon, so that you're still part of the church family, you're still getting the vision, you're still engaging. So one of the advantages of having 3 services in a row like we do is you can serve in one and sit in one. Or maybe you want to serve in 2 even if you have a morning that you're able to do that. But all of us should be able to serve in one, sit in one. So that's one encouragement. We just want to build a culture where that is the encouraged way to be a part of the team on Sundays. The second thing is parking. You can really help us. With our downtown location, we're challenged with parking. We do have a great parking lot, and actually more parking than a lot of places, but it's still challenging. Once we have over 100 people in this building, which of course we easily do, then we do need parking spots around. So you can park on Main Street. That's a great place to park on either side of Main Street. You can park on the side streets as well, Athabasca and Hochelaga. You can park in what I call the library parking lot, which is just kitty corner to our parking lot. You have to kind of go out and around to get into that one. It's against the chiropractors there, and you can actually park at the chiropractors. We have permission from them to park there. Please don't park at Rexall. They've asked us not to park at Rexall, but if you can help us, especially when the weather gets worse, by parking in those various places, it really helps us. Every spot makes a difference, and we want there to be lots of empty spots when newcomers come late to the service, that they can just pull right in and not have a challenge with parking. So you can serve in one, sit in one. You can help us with the parking. You can just make sure you show up on time when you're scheduled to serve. It's a really big deal that when you're scheduled to serve, that you know that you're on and that you show up. Okay, so serve in a ministry or 2 or 3, but then make sure that when you're scheduled to be on, you actually show up, and you show up on time, and it'll really help us. And if you can't make it, that happens, of course, for all of us on certain times. We can't make it. Just let your leaders know as soon as possible. And if your leaders are asking you to find a sub, then make that effort as well. Okay, so serve in one, sit in one, parking, show up when you're serving, and be on time. 4th thing is help us build community. Just help us in our teams and in our whole church be a friendly place where you're making sure people feel valued, that they matter, and that they can make a difference. Don't wait for the team to talk to you. Talk to people, right? So, don't go and serve on Sunday and then go home and say, well, no one talked to me. Or, well, nobody really reached out to me. No, you be the one to reach out. You be the one to talk to people. You be the one to help set the culture and create the culture. And so just make sure that nobody serves in our church with that feeling of aloneness, but that they serve, not just doing a job, but as part of a team where people care about them, get to know about each other's families, and so on. That really makes a difference. So that's build community. And then the final one is just come prayed up. Come praying that God is going to use you. This is so important that you realize that no matter what job you're doing, whether you're on, straight in the bathrooms between the services, or handing out flyers, or worship team, or children's ministry, or parking ministry, whatever ministry you're on, ask God to anoint you to do what you're doing. What you're doing matters so much. It all ties into the reaching of people, leading people to know, love, and serve Jesus. Every ministry is tied to a soul. So that's why this is so cool that we get to do this, right? This is a privilege. Don't feel like it's a burden. Remind yourself, this is a privilege that we get to be a part of helping people with their souls, with their eternities, their relationship with Jesus. Doesn't get any better than that. Doesn't get any more important than that. So remember these: serve in one, sit in one. We want to build a culture like that. Parking, showing up when you're scheduled to serve and being on time. Building community, making sure that we're helping people feel important and that they matter and that we're connecting with people, and then come prayed up and asking God to use you. And I love it that I get to be a part of a church where we want to reach our friends and our neighbors and our coworkers and our classmates for Christ. But I love it that when I invite somebody to church, I know I'm not alone in trying to reach them for Christ. I just invited some people last week, and I really believe they're going to show up this week or next week. And I know when they come, it's not me, it's all of us together saying, God, use us, and God, help that person feel welcomed and loved, and we're praying that they'll come to Christ. So how cool is it that we get to be Team Victory and that we get to be a part of this together? We're not spiritual consumers, we're spiritual contributors. We don't just go to church, we are the church. The church, we don't exist for ourselves, we exist for the world. What a precious thing that is. In Luke chapter 8, Jesus got in the boat with his disciples and he said, let's set sail. And they did. And you know what? There were storms. They were scared for their lives, but Jesus calmed the storm and they got to the other side because they had Jesus with them on mission. And when they got to the other side, they ministered to a gentleman there who needed to get set free, and he in turn ministered to others. And I believe that's what's going to happen for us together as a church. We're going to set sail, and we've got Jesus in the boat with us. And is it going to be challenging? Will there be storms? Yes, there will. But Jesus is with us to calm those storms. Even when we're scared for our lives, Jesus will be with us, and we will get to the other side, and there will be ministry. People will be set free and ministered to as a result, and they in turn will minister to others. Thank you guys so much for being Team Victory. I'm so grateful. Our pastors and leaders are so grateful. Let's run together with the vision God has for us. Looking forward to serving God with 3 services with you. Thanks.